Greatest NHL player for every jersey number. This is part 7. Let's go. For the number 59, it's Roman Josi. Josi has spent his entire NHL career so far with the Nashville Predators and is currently one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He finished as the runner-up for the Norris Trophy this past season. It was the second time where he was the runner-up for the Norris. The other time was in 2022 where he set a career high in points with 96 points that year, but finished as the runner-up to Cale Makar. He did win a Norris Trophy, though, back in 2020. For the number 60, it's Jose Theodore. Theodore played for 5 different NHL teams over his 18-year career in the NHL, but I think he's best remembered as a Montreal Canadian, where he won the Hart Trophy in 2002, becoming only the 6th goalie in NHL history to win the Hart. Rick Nash is my pick for the number 61. Rick Nash is the greatest player in Columbus Blue Jackets history. Now, I know the Jackets haven't always had a great history, but still, Rick Nash is the best player in their franchise's history. Most goals, assists, and points all time for the Blue Jackets. Is the only player to have his number retired by the Blue Jackets as well, and won a Rocker Richard Trophy with Columbus in 2004. Now, I highly recommend finding Rick Nash's highlight reel goal against the Coyotes from 2008. It's one of the nicest goals you'll ever see. For the number 62, it's Arturi Lehkonen. There isn't much competition for the number 62, and Lehkonen's had a very respectable NHL career so far. 243 career points in 521 regular season games in the NHL. And in the playoffs, this guy's clutch as hell. Back-to-back years, had the overtime winner that sent his team to the Stanley Cup final, and in the 2022 Stanley Cup final, had the game-winning goal in the cup-clinching game for the Colorado Avalanche. For the number 63, it's Brad Marchand. You can hate this pick all you want, but it's the truth. Brad Marchand is the greatest player for the number 63. He's the perfect representation of the Boston Bruins. You love to hate him. He can be dirty at times, but he's also very talented. Back in 2019, he had a 100-point season with the Bruins, and back in 2011, he was a part of the Bruins team that won the Stanley Cup that year. For the number 64, Mikael Granlund. 64 is another number with not much competition, but for Granlund, he's had over 500 career points in the NHL, played in over 800 regular season games in the NHL as well, and 4 times in his NHL career, he's had over 60 points in a season. For the number 65, it's Erik Karlsson. When Erik Karlsson was in his prime, he was the best defenseman in the NHL. So he won the Norris Trophy twice with the Ottawa Senators, once in 2012, and then in 2015 as well, and carried the Ottawa Senators to an Eastern Conference final appearance in 2017, where they fell 1 goal shy of the Stanley Cup final as they lost to the Penguins that year. And then in 2023, Erik Karlsson would set a new career high in points as he had 101 points with the San Jose Sharks that year and won his 3rd Norris Trophy. And then he was traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins the following offseason. And I'm going to be honest, it's weird seeing him in a Penguins jersey. For the number 66, it's Mario Lemieux. A lot of people consider Lemieux to be the 2nd greatest player in NHL history, and I agree with those people. He had a phenomenal career in the NHL, over 1,700 career points in under 1,000 games in the NHL. And if he didn't miss all that time that he did, I don't know if he would have caught Gretzky, but he'd be well over 2,000 career points in the NHL. Won 6 Art Ross trophies and 3 Hart trophies, and spent his entire career with the Pittsburgh Penguins. For the number 67, it's Max Pacioretty. I've hated seeing Pacioretty struggle with injuries as much as he has these past few seasons, because when he was in his prime, he was a terrific goal scorer for both the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights. He had over 30 goals 6 times in the NHL and served as the captain of the Montreal Canadiens for 3 seasons before being traded to Vegas. For the number 68, it's Jaromir Jagr. Not only is Jagr the only dude who has better hair than me, but he's also 2nd all-time in NHL points behind Wayne Gretzky, as Jagr finished his NHL career with 1,921 NHL points. He also won 2 Stanley Cups as a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins back in 1991 and 92, and won 5 Art Ross trophies in the NHL. Like and follow for part 8.